So
Okay.
you guys are hooking people up to these sensors and shit, and just
Yeah.
so
We
what's the purpose of this? I know you can't say the specific study, but like what are you guys like trying to
yeah.
figure out?
There's like five different studies we're doing, and they're all like they're all kind of different. Like one of them's like a relationship kind of thing. One of them's like reactions to they're mostly just reactions to different types of stressors. And kind of just understanding like how the mind and body works because it's not like a fully understood field, I guess. I mean, we're adding some information to it, and then hopefully down the line, this could have some therapeutic benefits or new treatment alternatives. I don't know. It's just basis for psychophysiology, basically,
So
that we're working on. But
there's a clinical angle to it as well, like neuro
I
diseases.
mean, down the line, it's not like I don't think it's the primary goal. They also keep us in the dark about some things. Like we don't know everything. Just in order to like they said at the end of the internship, they'll debrief us and stuff. But we're kind of just cogs in the machine.
Oh man,
Like it's me and 19 other interns, so it's 20 people total.
a lot of people, bro. It's a
Yeah,
big.
it is. Yeah, it's pretty fun though. We're all making friends with each other and stuff, and working hard together. So you know,
That's
kind of
awesome.
bonds us, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, grind for sure, and takes all day. So
Yeah. Have you made any progress toward your mission of trying to prove the existence of God or something? I forgot what something like that last time.
well, the yeah, we were talking about the book, which is kind of down that line. The book is coming out soon. I actually have a call later today with
Awesome,
like
dude.
the publisher. We're gonna hopefully get that out in July. I would assume like late July.
So you just wrote a chapter, or did
Uh,
you end up writing more as you kind of went on?
just the chapter, but I've helped with like the administrative stuff and everything. So I'm just a guest author. I'm not the. I don't know if we talked about that last time,
Yeah,
but
yeah, you told me that.
yeah,
That's sick, dude. I mean, it's exciting. We could probably run a
yeah.
more official podcast back in Ann Arbor when it's all ready, if you want to talk.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be sick. I could do the Joe Rogan. You could do the Joe Rogan thing where I come on with the book. And
You
this
give me
is a great book. I just read this.
put like 10 in a stack of 10 in the studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I was actually just listening to Chase Hughes. I don't know if you know Chase Hughes, but he
Mm-mm.
was on Joe Rogan last week, and he was the other like DMT guy. Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, he's pretty cool. But I find the space is so interesting. I mean, have you ended up trying it yet or no?
Fuck no.
Are
No,
you
no,
ever going to
no.
do it?
Maybe when I'm older, like when I'm ready. You're never ready for DMT, they say, but once my brain's fully matured, 26 is the age that your brain is like good to go or like done developing. So maybe at that point, maybe later. I don't know. Whenever it calls to me, but right now it's not called to me.
Mhm.
So I will meditate on that, and we'll see what happens.
Have you still been researching it a lot, reading about it, just getting deep into? Because
Yeah,
you
for sure.
tell me
I
what's
got two
what
books right here.
let me see.
This book, this book's really cool. This is my hero. Dr. Gallimore wrote this one.
Oh yeah,
Um, I got another one here.
that was a Japanese guy, right?
He lives in Japan. Yeah, he's
Okay,
British.
awesome.
I actually had a meeting with him. I met him,
Oh wow.
which was it was pretty crazy. Yeah.
When was this?
There's a couple months ago. There's a nonprofit called New Nautics, and they fund some or have their fingers in a couple of DMT studies, like DMTx. I think I talked about this extended state DMT. Um, they're also researching INMT, which is like a kind of a precursor to DMT that exists. I think it's mostly in the lungs, but they're starting to find it in other places. Um, that's down in Florida, some university of Florida. I think it's the UF. Um, they got a lot of cool stuff going on. But I met with like the board of directors because I'd been emailing them for a little while and getting no response, and then I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna email like one of the head guys, this guy Patrick Struhar." So emailed him, told him about the book. He seemed interested. I met with him. discussed the book, and then we just talked. He's really, really cool guy, super nice, really into his research or the research he's got his fingers in. So he was super interested, super cool guy. And then he said, if you want to meet Dr. Gallimore, I can set that up because
Oh wow.
Gallimore is like on like the board with them. And for reference, I don't know, I think I said last time, Gallimore is like one of the top like DMT theorists right now. Um, Speculative, but very interesting. And I agree with a lot of what he says. So that was really cool to be able to talk with him and get his insight on some stuff. He actually like proposed an experiment for the future. Probably I'm not going to say what it is because it's a little secret, but he gave me some insights, and that's actually going to be in the book as well.
Oh, awesome. So we could talk about it in a few months. So,
Yeah, yeah, in a few months.
uh,
Yeah,
yeah. What was it like to talk to him? Because I know you've really admired his work for a while. So, what was the
yeah.
experience like?
He's super smart. It was really cool. He didn't fully agree with like my theory, which I totally understand. It's like speculative, but he like offered some ideas, which was super helpful. And also he kind of like he was like, just keep going, just keep working at it. Like you're not gonna figure it out now. He's like, you're you're young, you're not in a rush. You got plenty of time to like do your research, flesh this thing out, make some more decisions. And I was like, that's great advice because I feel like sometimes like time is slipping away, but it's really not. Like I got my whole life ahead of me,
But I feel that way all the
but
time,
I'm in a
bro.
rush.
Like that's the thing that
Yeah,
and if anything that stresses me out, like I don't really I'm not stressed about the future of my career or anything, but I do get stressed that like shit, I'm kind of one
you're
fifth of
not
the
doing
way
enough.
there, you know? It's like 20 years down.
Yeah,
It's kind of surreal, man, you know?
yeah, exactly. But it kind of puts the fire under your ass to get stuff done now, set things up, which
Hmm.
is that's why I like gotta have the grind. Otherwise I'm doing nothing and I'm sad. I can't not do something.
Hmm.
That's just makes me fall apart.
Yeah, how would you describe the summer so far? Have you been really like locked in, grinding? Like how would you compare it to the school year? Because I know in the school year you have like a million events in your calendar and you're always busy, but what's it like over the
Yeah,
some people struggle over the summer, but some people really lock in and get a lot done. So
it's honestly been more work than the school year. Like I haven't really had any time. Like there was like 3 weeks before the internship, and I was just in Ann Arbor working and like just doing like prep for PhD applications, and it was like no one was there. I would walk around campus and see like 5 people. It was just like miserable. It was beautiful out, obviously. Like Ann Arbor, a lot of people I feel like don't appreciate it because it's always snowing. But like in the summer, it's gorgeous. So I would just like go walk around or whatever just to keep my mental health up. But like, yeah, I was just in the library grinding and shit. And then I got here and now I go to work, or I wake up, I go to the gym, I go to work, and then
get up.
I stay at the place. I stay at the lab until like 11 or 12
What time do you
just to
wake
get my
up?
stuff
You
done.
get up early or
Yeah. I so it depends on the day. Like Sundays I have to be up really early and then I don't go to the gym that day. It's my rest day. But other days I get up at 7, I go to the gym, and then I have to be in the lab by 11:30, and then I stay till 8. And then after that I don't go home because like I don't if I go home I'm gonna just crash
yeah.
and not finish my other stuff. So I just stay at the lab and do more work.
That's awesome,
Just
dude.
try to stay grinding. What are you doing?
It's funny because my summer started off like slow and then it ramped up and now it's like
Yeah.
I'm working like a motherfucker, but
What are you
because
doing?
in the
Internship?
beginning, yeah, so I work at internship, but just for context, like in the
Nice.
beginning of summer, my internship started a couple weeks into the summer as well. So I went to the UP right at the end of school year, took
Oh,
some time
sick.
off. I got back to New Jersey. I drove from the UP to here, like 20-hour drive. It was fun. But, yeah, I kind of
You're in
here.
Jersey right now?
I'm in Jersey. Yeah, this is where I'm from. So,
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
but
yeah.
summer started with me just working on my startup, which is Ramira, the type 1 diabetes app I think I told you about.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was the
Sick.
only thing I was working on. So I was a little bit more lazy. Like I was kind of just sleeping in a little bit, going to the gym, working on my startup, and like not really as structured just because I'd be sleeping in a little bit and not working as much as I could have. But then when my internship started, I was like, shit, like this is taking a lot of my time. It's remote. And I want to do a good job over there. Like I don't like to half-ass things, so I was really like spending a lot of time
Good.
at their work, but I was getting pissed off because I didn't have enough time for my startup, so I just started working like double. So I'd be doing their work, my work, and that's when things started to ramp up. And
Nice.
I was trying to get out of the house more because I think at the house I got lazy, so just going to Starbucks,
Mm,
working out of the house, and it was getting better. But now that like I'm getting to the middle of the summer, I'm starting to think of recruiting for next summer. So, now
yeah.
like these three pillars of things I got to do, or I have to be just mass applying, preparing for interviews,
Nice.
networking, as well as working my internship, as well as working on my startup. And I feel like what it's forced me to do is realize that I wasn't being as efficient with the hours I had. And now that I have like a budget amount of hours to work on things, I've been like really optimizing my use with AI and AI tools, and I've been like improving my
Mm,
efficiency. So, but it's really fun. I'm just like working all day, every day now, and it's a ton of fun. And next week I'll be
yeah.
flying out to California, so I'll be there for a month. Um,
Oh, really? For what? That
um,
internship?
so my internship is online, but the thing is
Mhm.
that I'm just not as productive at home, I think. And when I'm in Ann Arbor, I'm around like all these smart kids, and they just really push me to be harder, to do better.
Facts.
So a lot of my
Facts.
friends are in SF right now who are all working crazy internships, and I just think the environment and change of pace, living on my own, will be good for me,
Mm,
and just for my growth and just for my productivity. So better than
yeah.
sitting in my room all day. So
Yeah. I agree. You got to surround yourself with people that are grinding, like people that are not stopping. I
hmm
agree with that definitely. That's a good move.
Or do you
That's
feel? Sorry, you go. You go first.
I was gonna say like that's kind of what I try to do. Like I think I talked about my roommates last time as well, but like we all we're all working hard. We all got solid internships this summer, like all of us. I was really it was really proud. I was really proud of everyone because like our acceptance letters were all coming in to like some good internships, and I was like, we did it, bro. We all those hours in the library, we would all just go to the library together, and like it
That's
all
all.
paid off. So pretty sweet.
Yeah. Did you? What are your friends studying?
I got all kinds of buddies. We got data science guys, Mech E, pre-law. I think that kind of sums it up. But yeah, I got one buddy at DLA Piper. It's like one of the world's largest law firms. Um, one of my friends at Ford.
That's dope, dude.
Yeah, something else. I don't know, but they're all good. And I was like, fucking yeah, worked hard.
So
You
I'm
got to
trying
surround
to.
yourself with people like that.
So with your, interest realm, like you have such a cool collection of interests here, with neuroscience, the brain, DMT, God, all this crazy stuff.
Yeah,
So, your internship is in a way setting you up for that because I guess you're working in a similar kind of realm or field. But I mean, as you're looking at to the future, like you're going to your senior year now, like what do you think is the next steps from here? Like as you've been thinking for this school year, next summer, at least in the immediate future, like what do you think would be the next steps for you to set yourself up for the best future?
yeah. It's stuff I've been working on already for like the past year. I've been prepping for what's to come for so long now. It's hard, but it's fun. Keeps me focused and keeps me disciplined. But what I want to do is in October, PhD psychology PhD applications open up. So by then, I have to have all my materials ready. That includes like your CV, curriculum vitae, your personal statement, letters of recommendation, and then the college specific essays and stuff. And I don't know if I told you, but clinical psych PhDs they're one of the most difficult programs to get into for in terms of PhD. Um, I think about 500 on average, about 500 applicants apply to a school, any given school, and I think they only take it depends depending on the school between like 2 and 14 of them.
Wow.
So super competitive, super difficult. So you got to be not just the best of the best, you got to be the best of the best of the best. So you got to grind constantly,
What does
and
the best even mean in that field of like clinical psychology?
it depends. There's all sorts of things they look at. Your letters of recommendation have to be really strong. So if you want to have like top tier professors that a lot of people know that also know you well and can write a strong letter, you can't just have someone that says, "Oh, he's good." Like they got to have like evidence and they got to know you. You got to have a strong CV, which is it's basically a resume, but for academia. So it's like, instead of just one page, it can be as many pages as you want. Like some professors have CVs that are like hundreds of pages long
Oh,
because it includes like all your publications, your presentations, conference attendance, skills, like just all your, basically it's just your life story in
that's
academia.
stressful, bro.
It's really cool. It's fun to put together because it's like, damn, I did that shit.
Yeah.
Um, and it's kind of fun to organize that, but um, you got to have a lot of research experience in there. Publications, publications as an undergrad are kind of hard to get, but if you got them, like it's kind of like a big step up in terms of your consideration for the program. Obviously, transcripts and whatnot, just all you holistically, everything has
You
got to
got that
be
other shit.
strong. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Um, yeah. So hopefully my preparation will pay off. I'm trying to secure just some final things like EEG, electroencephalography or whatever. I don't know. fMRI if I can. Just neuroimaging stuff for the last little bits that I'm at Michigan, and just rounding out my experiences. So once all that's secured, apply in October, here around January, and from there, hopefully I get into a program. If not, there's alternatives like post-bac positions that you do where you just gain more experience
How
and then
many
you
are you gonna
reapply and
apply
you're basically
to?
set.
Like, are you applying to like a shit ton of schools or a few select?
The applications are really expensive. They're like $200 a school.
No way.
So what I'm doing right now, part of the application process is like not really networking, but like kind of checking out labs, seeing if they're a good fit for you because they won't accept you unless you have the exact same or similar research interests. So that, like for example, consciousness. Like there's not many consciousness labs, so I'm probably going to only apply to schools that have consciousness labs, and then you got to narrow those down to be which consciousness labs are actually accepting students. So it goes from like 20 schools to like 5 schools, and then there you have to hopefully network with the PI, the principal investigator, who is the professor who would be your advisor, which is like your teacher as a PhD student.
Mm.
Um, and then if you, it's usually they don't respond to you or anything, but like the ones that do, that's a good connection to have. So they recognize your name when it comes to their desk, if it comes to their desk. And then maybe they'll admit you. So
Dude, that's dope.
depending on funding, there's so many factors. It's terrible,
It's a
but
tough process, but it looks like you're setting yourself up.
it
If you know
is.
what you're doing, you can really like set yourself up to stand out a lot more than other people. So it's
I hope so. I hope so.
yeah. You cut out again. Sorry.
Yeah,
There.
it's pretty crazy. Lots of work, but I love it. I love working. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I missed like the whole last segment.
Good? No?
Yeah. Say that again. Like you said,
Is it bad?
hopefully. Yeah, you're still kind of out. Give it a second.
Am I back?
I think so. Your screen is frozen, but I can hear you now. And now I can't hear you. Shit. Bro, where are you? Are you in
Oh,
the mountains,
you can
bro?
hear me? But okay.
Are you in the mountains or some
Are you
shit?
just gonna cut this or do you
Probably.
wanna
It should be okay.
bro. New Haven's a fucking shithole.
I've been there a few summers ago. Yeah. You look like you got a tough ass room though.
Did you hear that?
New Haven's a shithole.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
New Haven's a shithole, dude.
Your
It's
screen is still
fucking.
frozen.
I mean, this house is really old. It's like I think it's like 100 years old or some shit.
God, it's so laggy. Hello, hello, hello.
You gonna cut this or what's your plan
Probably,
here?
probably. But you're still not back yet, so
Hold up.
say something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello.
Reconnect.
Okay. How about we turn your video off for a
Good.
second?
Okay.
Hello?
Hello.
Okay, yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
Do
I
you want to try turning?
reconnected to the internet, so
Okay. Try yeah, turning.
better.
Let's try this now. Let's continue. Yeah, last thing you said was hopefully that I was talking about. Let me start talking about New Haven, making shithole, I think.
Yeah, yeah. This
Yeah.
house is like 100 years old, so
I kind of like New
not
Haven. I went there like when I was young though, like a couple years ago when I was like looking at Yale and shit, but it
touring schools.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, campus is really pretty. City's just kind of like
Yeah.
nothing, just like an average city, but like a couple of homeless dudes here and there.
Yeah, they
You
were
know,
good when I was out there.
there was like a fentanyl arm melting off kind of guy I saw on my first day here.
Oh
That
man.
was kind of crazy.
That must be
Yeah, it's first time I saw that in person.
yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you wanna tell me again what your theory was? If you want to get into the meat of the theory of consciousness of yours.
Sure. It's a lot more fleshed out now, I would say. Because I gave this a similar presentation to what I'll say here to Mr. Shruhar at New Nautics, and I gave the same thing to Gallimore. And now that the chapter's all pretty solid, like I can pull up this chapter and
Go for it. If you
read
want
one
to
of
sh
these.
You can read it directly. You can share your screen if you want to show something visually.
Yeah, yeah. I have some little diagrams here and there.
That'd be tough.
Let me see. I wrote in revisions this one sentence that I think really summarizes the whole thing, and it's kind of easy to understand because last time the theory wasn't all fleshed out. Watching that video back was rough. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie.
I
Like,
mean,
man, what was I saying?
for your first podcast, it's not bad at all. Cause like my first 50, that's how I feel, you know? So
Yeah, yeah,
it's brutal.
yeah,
Like, it's just kind of how it is, man, you know? Like you're super self-conscious, but then you get better with time when you hear yourself. So
yeah. I'd imagine you probably got it down now.
I think so. I mean, I could watch this back and not cringe, so it's a good first step.
Good, good. All right, let's see. Oh, maybe I won't share my screen. Actually, let me pull up this little crazy guy here. It's a very complex diagram. I didn't really like present it to them. It was just kind of like a mind map thing, but
That's cool.
it's kind of an interesting looking thing if you want to see it.
Yeah, I
Here,
do.
where's the? Oh, whoops. Okay, hold up. I don't know where Zoom went,
You lost
dude.
it.
I'm like a grandpa here. Again. Hold up. Here we go.
So, as
Okay.
an assistant, are you like physically putting on like these electrodes on people's heads and shit?
Yeah, yeah.
That's dope.
So we have this like tape. It's called impedance tape. Goes around their neck and their chest. Then we got like we don't put them on their head. We're not doing neuroimaging, sadly. Like I wish we were. The professor said that she could like give me a tour of the neuroimaging lab though, which would be cool. But yeah, it's mostly just like heart rate and
Oh, you
stuff.
must feel like
Like
Dr.
we put
Frankenstein out there,
on
bro.
wrists.
Oh, yeah,
Doing what?
you must feel like Dr. Frankenstein out there. It's crazy shit.
Yeah, bro. It says screen sharing is disabled.
Oh, I got you. One second.
But
All right, you should be able to now.
just this thing.
We'll share some crazy shit and get me canceled.
Here we go. Can you see that?
Yeah, that's loading. Yep. One second. Yep, there we go. Oh, what am I looking
Okay. So, all right, this is gonna be difficult because I'm gonna go full screen, but I'm not gonna be able to see you, so
at?
it's
Okay,
fine.
it's
Just
all.
explain
I can see it all. It's all good.
it. Okay, word. Okay, so this is like a more some of the stuff isn't in the book. It's kind of just more highly speculative and based off of similar to Gallimore's theory. So if we start here, the basis of Gallimore's theory is that DMT gates access to an external space. And the evidence for that is that the space is extremely stable, consistent. You can stay in it for theoretically an indefinite amount of time. DMT is the only serotonergic psychedelic that doesn't exhibit a physiological tolerance, which means that you can stay on it for forever. And
If
it's
someone
also
is
in your brain all the time.
or like if someone is manually like dosing you, or what do you
Yeah.
mean? Okay.
Yeah. So you can pump DMT into someone using this specific method that Dr. Gallimore and Straussman's another big figure in psychedelic research. They wrote this paper saying that you can theoretically pump DMT into someone for forever. And they gave obviously some medical terminology. I'm not a doctor.
Do we know like the longest period of time someone's been on DMT or psychedelics?
Yes. So they actually told me some like new information. Maybe I probably shouldn't talk about all of it, but the longest period of time I think was about 6 hours now, and that's in a book, so that's fine to talk about. But they kept someone in space for about 6 hours, I believe. Now, I don't think this is on here, but the most interesting thing about the DMTx trials, in my opinion, that has come out so far and was published in not this book. It's another book I have that I left at home. But there's this thing they're finding called the DMT lockout effect, or that's what Gallimore calls it. It's where, despite it being impossible to develop a tolerance to DMT, someone can get locked out of the psychedelic space. Like frequent recreational users, or people who have been in the space for a very long time, they suddenly get like kicked out, and they say that they report that there's like a red X in front of their vision, or like there's a physical sensation of being punched, or some other strange phenomenon, and they wake up, they sober up instantly, despite DMT still being pumped into their veins.
Wow.
Or if they smoked it, it's still being bioavailable for their brain.
This happens like if in one experience if it's too long, or if they've had repeated experiences and then it starts to happen where they get kicked out.
It's different for various people. It's a pretty rare thing, but there's people reporting it like on Reddit or whatever, or on I forgot. Arrowhead. Arrowhead is like a psychedelic trip reporting website kind of thing. And it's also happened in a clinical trial of DMTx, or not a clinical trial, but
It's happened enough times where it's been repeatable.
Yeah. It's not reliable 100%, but it's like when it happens, and it's like, whoa, like there might be something else going on here, because if it's defying what biologically should be happening, that means there might be something else like gating access to the space, like something. Maybe there's a higher intelligence that's like, you're not ready for this, or you've done this too much, you're not getting enough out of it, or something. In particular, there's one member of the Pneumatics team. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. Hopefully he doesn't watch this and get mad at me. I don't mean any disrespect, but he said that he had been in the space for a while, and I think he was communicating with something, and I believe, if I remember correctly, and it said like, we're done here, and he was like forced out of the space, and then the DMT was still being pumped into his vein.
That's the crazy part. That this in their blood, but they're like fully sober and like in the real world.
Yeah, it's insane. It's crazy. So I haven't even gotten to this diagram, but like that alone provides some further evidence that, if you see my cursor, DMT may provide evidence of an external space. Like there's something else going on, in my opinion.
Okay, tell me.
So if we continue, DMT is also endogenous, which means it's inside of your body at all times. And there's not 100% enough evidence to say that it is a neurotransmitter, but you know what neurotransmitters, right?
Just define it one more time for me.
Like serotonin and dopamine.
But
it's something that's Wait, what?
No, just keep going. Cut you off.
Okay, so it's like it's a substance that's released from the synaptic cleft or in little vesicles in your neurons. And what they do is they bind to other receptors on other neurons and basically change like how likely they are to fire.
Gotcha.
And so DMT exists in concentrations similar to dopamine and serotonin, at least in rats. We don't know in humans yet. We can assume it's the same thing because we're both mammals and rats are a common analog for humans. I would argue that we need to research more in human brains, though that might not be as ethical or as possible in order to actually answer this question. But I think that DMT could serve as a neurotransmitter, given that it's the only psychedelic substance that A, exists in your body, and B, doesn't present any possibility of tolerance. So if it is the case that it is a neurotransmitter, it may allow for basal consciousness to occur, because if we go to a different diagram, this. So at a breakthrough dose of DMT, you have the experience of the external space, which is the DMT state that's like hyper complex and very unusual, and there's individual intelligences or whatever that exist in it. And people report notably that they feel more conscious than conscious. It feels more real than real in the breakthrough experience. But then on your normal amount of DMT, which you have in your brain right now, we don't know if it's a neurotransmitter or not, but it does exist in your brain right now. And it could be a neuromodulator or something, which is like kind of more long-term version of a neurotransmitter. Maybe that promotes normal waking consciousness, because right now you say you're just conscious. You don't say you're more conscious than conscious as you would on a breakthrough dose. So what would happen if you didn't have endogenous DMT? Would you not feel conscious? That's an experiment that way down the line, we would have to isolate like a gene that produces DMT, or like INMT, that thing I was talking about earlier, the precursor to DMT. In rats, we could completely remove endogenous DMT. Obviously not right now. We don't have the capabilities for that or the understanding of endogenous DMT to do that. But down the line, if we did gain that knowledge, what if we could knock out DMT in a rat brain and see how they interact? Or maybe we could find a human that has low basal DMT, like not induce it, but like someone that is reporting maybe derealization is a result of having low DMT. I don't know.
So this hypothesis rests on the fact that you think that DMT is connected to consciousness. So low DMT
Yes.
would lead to. Okay, and where does that hypothesis come from? So why do you think? Like, I understand that high doses of DMT would lead to this experience that we're talking about here, but where does your theory come from that consciousness and DMT are related here?
So it's mostly not mostly, but there's various facets of it, and it's in the book. But endogenous DMT, I think, exists in higher concentrations than we initially thought, and that's like, why is that? What DMT itself is supposedly a neuroprotectant, like it floods the brain when the brain is dying to protect it from hypoxia, lack of oxygen. But because it floods the brain, why do we need it at like at the time of death? Why do we need such a high concentration all the time? Like, we don't understand that, and that there's not like enough research on it yet. So this it's acknowledged in the book as well. This theory is kind of like a God of the gaps fallacy sort of thing, where if there's not enough evidence, so I'm kind of looking at the fact that there's not enough evidence to say that DMT is not a neurotransmitter or a modulator of consciousness. So I'm saying that because there's not enough evidence, it might be, given the fact that when you have a large amount of a breakthrough dose of DMT, you get access to this external space. Like, its potential to be something that provides evidence of an external space in a breakthrough dose might lend the endogenous amount of DMT to allow consciousness to exist basally, or at like the baseline. And if you're curious as a viewer or whatever, the book will be out soon and it's more thoroughly explained. But I would like to talk about these more weird things.
Yeah, we'll get into it. I just have one more
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
In your opinion,
yeah.
do you think consciousness is solely governed by DMT, or do you think there's like multiple things at play when we think of the idea of consciousness? Which obviously, again, we don't have the evidence
Yeah.
yet. We haven't done these experiments yet, but like in your inner instinct or what we know, like, do you think consciousness is governed by many factors, or just do you think DMT is a significant portion of that?
I think there's a lot of factors at play. So yeah. Um, I think that your brain itself generates like the local version of consciousness, where it's just like your biological awareness of your surroundings and everything. But I think that that local consciousness also connects to a non-local consciousness via potentially DMT, or there's other theories, orchestrated objective reduction, like quantum coherence in your microtubules of your um, neurons or whatever promotes some connection to a quantum consciousness or whatever.
What is
There's, I think, what's up?
what does local versus non-local consciousness mean?
Yeah, so local consciousness would be that your consciousness is purely biological adaptation, and it would imply you don't really have free will, and that you're kind of just an observer to the world going by, and it's kind of just like a sixth sense sort of thing to keep you alive. Basically, it's like a biological monitor. And then non-locality says that your consciousness kind of like taps into or is involved in an external space. To whatever that is, it doesn't matter. It's just something external to the physical biology of the brain helps to produce consciousness.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's like two schools of thought in consciousness research. Yeah.
So on.
um, so if, and that's a very speculative if DMT does indeed promote consciousness, we could draw all these weird conclusions. For example, like I said, it doesn't matter what the definition of the external space is, but if it involves God to some degree here, depending on the definition of God, there may be evidence of an external force that may be an infinite God. Because if DMT does indeed gain access to an external space, and DMT does indeed allow for basal consciousness to occur, this would imply these things: non-locality and true consciousness. And the difference between true consciousness and illusory consciousness or false consciousness or whatever is that locality implies an illusory consciousness where you're not actually aware and you don't have free will. But non-locality would imply true consciousness because you're tapping into somewhere external, meaning that your decisions are not purely computational like they would be in locality. And that would prove the existence of free will. So if we can prove non-locality, we can prove that we have free will, and proving that we have free will might down the line through some philosophical reasoning that isn't really in the book and not really my focus. It could imply the existence of God.
Interesting. And as you said, it is a big if, and that's where everyone's problems and like bells start to ring in their brain, where it's like that's a huge jump, from like this idea
Yeah,
of the DMT providing evidence of an external space. And when we think of that statement, I think there's a lot of like evidence that you can look at, and we talked about. You still there? Okay,
yeah,
cool. We talked about how, the example from earlier where like there's common experiences in the last podcast we talked about like people talking about a similar space, similar creatures, and then there's today you told me about like this big X. So like those are obvious like areas of proof you can start to draw this, where this if comes from. But again, I think still that's not enough for most people and probably not even for me because
yeah.
like it's
No,
it's like so based on, individual experience, and there's a high chance, at least from an outside perspective, that DMT is just like an insane dream, like it's an insane
yeah,
dream for
yeah,
states of conscious states. So, but obviously really believe in this, and I'm sure that belief comes from somewhere. So I'm curious, like for skeptics like me, what do you think is like the
yeah.
strongest piece of evidence we have right now? Like beyond, like maybe it's anecdotal, but like that whatever like allows you to believe in this or believe in this theory, like what do you think is the strongest piece of evidence that exists currently to satisfy that if statement?
I think it comes from DMTx because that's like the most speculative research that we're doing that is showing like crazy results. And again, this isn't 100% completed yet, so I'm probably not going to be able to convince you until this research is done. But the end goal of DMTx, one of the speculative end goals, is to establish contact with the entities that exist within the space. And that would be through perhaps like Morse code kind of thing. Like very experienced DMT users would be the subjects of this, and they would have to be like semi-aware of their body while still being completely in the space in order to establish contact with these beings or whatever. And maybe they could communicate to the people on the outside, the researchers, the humans, through like a Morse code tapping of their fingers or something to convey what the beings are saying. And so one of the potential validations for the beings being external to the human mind would be providing information that the human doesn't have access to, or any human has access to, or like providing the solution to a mathematical formula that's yet to be solved, or finding the solution to some extremely complex like factorial math or something. I don't know, but something that the human doesn't have access to. And if the being on the inside is able to provide that, that implies pretty significantly that the space is external to the human mind, because if it's just the mind manifesting it, it wouldn't be that complex or that intelligent.
Interesting.
And maybe you could argue that the underlying some unconscious process is super good at math or whatever.
That's what I was thinking.
You could say that, and
That's still
there's
pretty
always
cool.
going to be
Even if you prove
ambiguity.
that, I feel like that's a cool ass thing to prove. If there's somewhere deep
Yeah,
inside of you that can come up with insane math formulas, like if it's untapped, like that could
yeah,
be.
even that.
It depends on how you define external space, because that feels like an external space. You know, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, exactly. There's so many potential avenues with this research, and I really want to get involved in it. I probably won't be able to for a couple of years
So,
unless I get like some post back at Nunautics or something. I don't know, but
so this DMTx, can you remind me who's doing this research or who's funding it and like where it's currently being done?
yeah. So Nunautics is, I believe, one of the funders. It's being done at Imperial College London, and also at, I think it was University of Florida, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've done like DMT like research outside of reading these books, because like the book is done now, like my chapter's done now, and it's kind of been put on the back burner with the internship and like applications and stuff. So I'm sorry if I'm forgetting, but yeah, those two schools. There might be one other, not 100% sure, but Nunax is funding it. Gallimore's got his fingers in it. Strassman's probably got his fingers in it. I don't know. He wrote that foundational paper that proposed that, or said that it kind of acts as an anesthetic, or it has properties similar to an anesthetic, in that it can be administered indefinitely. I don't know what other information I could give you on that, but
You know
that's
the
a little summary of the current research.
Awesome. Do you know I know we earlier talked that it wasn't very popular a decade or two ago, and it's recently been picking up speed and becoming a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
more
yeah.
popular. Do you know what the timeline, in your opinion, is looking like? Like, when do you think we'll start to get some of these studies,
Mm.
in the works, start seeing some results?
Yeah, DMTx is in the works right now. It's been in the works for like 2 or 3 years, I think. And that's where that one finding about the dude on the Nunautics board comes from. I think they're probably still lacking some funding. My guess would be I haven't met with Dr. Shrew or Mr. Shruhar in a little while, so I have been in the dark for a little bit. But generally, timeline for the future, I would hope within the next 10 years we get some crazy results.
That's
And
awesome.
if I can do some research as a grad student and hopefully work with drugs, work with DMT, probably not as a grad student, but as faculty down the line, I would be able to do that. So give me like 15 years and I'll start pumping out some crazy results, hopefully.
We're
And
on like
once,
podcast like episode 1000.
yeah, yeah, hopefully, um, not hopefully, but once the book is published, and if you want to have another podcast and we could talk about it, I could explain that experiment that I was thinking about, because I think that would provide a lot of extra information
Mm.
that kind of would make this make more sense.
That's awesome,
Um,
dude. But I just feel
yeah,
like conducting these experiments must be so hard purely for the fact that you gotta have to do them on humans. And it's such
yeah.
an arbitrary thing to measure where it's not like heart rate, it's not like speed or some random metric. It's a subjective experience. And that is it makes these studies
Well,
like 10 times harder in a way, you know?
so I can touch on the experiment a little bit. Like it's not that crazy,
Mm.
but it involves using fMRI to so it removes the subjective reporting, and that's what I'm interested in, because like you, I'm also skeptical of my own theory. It's still a philosophically, it's still mostly a philosophical kind of thing, and it doesn't have a ton of concrete evidence yet. But this experiment that I'm discussing in the book might add that empirical evidence where it's removing the subjective effects and literally looking at the brain while these things are going on, and seeing, is this similar to a vegetative state or a state of derealization, depersonalization, where you report feeling less conscious or something.
That's a cool thing to look at.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So removing the subjective reporting is definitely extremely important.
It'd be cool if we can like I'm sure studies like this kind of exist, but as we expand out to like more different kinds of states of brain, but just observing the brain in like different states, like when you're sleeping, when you're dreaming, when you're awake, when you're like near death, when you're just being born,
Yeah.
when you're like on an insane amount of DMT, or when you're like meditating, or even if you look at those monks that like in the Himalayas they spend
Yeah.
weeks meditating, like I'd love to see like how similar their brains are to someone who's like sleeping versus someone who's on DMT versus someone who's
Exactly.
high or like oh maybe just
Exactly.
died like the seconds after because I feel like that'll help us get so much more insight into like how these all are correlated and what the similarities are in these different states and maybe we'll figure out a state
Yeah.
never even guessed is so similar to like a death-like state which would be insane.
Yeah, that's another route that I'm interested in, and hopefully could pursue in grad school, um, not involving DMT, like just looking at other stuff. And for example, the vegetative state, Dr. Martin Monti at UCLA, he does consciousness research with minimally conscious patients. I just spoke to him like a couple days ago. He wants to get involved with the neural correlates of like the near death experience. I also talked with him about like depersonalization uh, experiments. Those are also altered states of consciousness that could hopefully help us to understand consciousness. And that area needs a lot more research to be done. And I think that'd be really sweet as well.
And can you tell me more about this vegetative state?
Yeah. So this isn't like my expertise, but I'm kind of just starting to break in the past like 3 months or so. I've been doing a little bit of research on it. There's a couple different types of the vegetative state. There's like people who are able to respond to things, not with words, but like their brain responds to stimuli, and you can talk to them. They look like they're just like asleep or whatever, but you can talk to them, and the areas of their brain light up,
Oh,
and you can look at that, and like they can communicate through looking at their fMRI. So you could say like, um, think of the word left as no, and then think of the, this is just an example, I don't know if this is exact, and or you could think of the word right as yes, and then they could ask them yes or no questions and observe their brain to see the answers,
wow.
which is kind of cool. You can also there is an experiment where they were like telling a minimally conscious person to think of playing tennis, and you can see like the motor activity in the brain as if they were physically playing tennis, which is crazy. So there's different degrees of vegetative state, but
Like, I'm so curious if
those
like
are all
they're physically there understanding it or if it's just their brain like a robot kind of.
exactly. That's another question. There's a brain region called the default mode network, or a network in the brain called the default mode network, and a lot of researchers that are like proponents of locality, they say that that is where consciousness comes from. That's the source of like the sixth sense, and there are like degrees of default mode network activity. Like different degrees of default mode network activity in certain vegetative state patients. So maybe they are more conscious, maybe they're less conscious. We don't know yet. It's crazy.
Hmm.
Um, Again, requires more research.
Do you know if people who are in comas for like extended periods of time, are there a good percentage of them that are in this kind of state as well, where you can still kind of communicate with them by observing brain signals? Because I
Yeah,
know
I think
it's a
so.
thing where like people get into comas for years, and if there's a way to communicate with them through this kind of method, that would be really cool.
Yeah, I think it depends on the person as well, because some people, like I said, there's like a range. There's different types of the vegetative state. Comas are again not my expertise. Um, I would assume, and I think I've read a couple papers. It's just slipping my mind right now that that is indeed the case, like similar to the vegetative state. Sorry, I'm putting on Aquaphor. I'm on. I just took my last Accutane pills last night, so I'm finally done with Accutane,
Yeah.
but my lips are still dry from it. So
Remind me what you were taking that again? What was that for?
it's acne.
Oh, okay.
It's like a high dose of vitamin A kind of thing. It's isotretinoin.
I don't know what Accutane was.
Dries your skin out. Yeah, I had bad acne. I don't know if you remember. I had pretty bad acne. Now I just got a lot of
Yeah, you
scars.
look good. At least over
So
Zoom.
thanks, man. It's probably low definition, but yeah,
Grady faded
feeling
back Angel.
it.
Well,
Yeah,
almost had to see you in a couple months, so that'll be dope.
yeah. Hopefully in person.
Go back to the
Give me a
gym.
couple months. Gonna come back and hopefully I'm not. Oh yeah, the gym. I want to talk about the gym
Yeah,
if we still have some time. What
yeah.
time do you want to end at?
I got time. I'm not in a rush. Um, so yeah, tell me. Let's talk about this. Let's take a break from DMT for a second. Then, what do you want to say about?
Well, I was gonna ask you if you're still boxing.
I am. So I'll be honest. I have not been boxing over the summer. I was in the fall. I'm planning to. I was in the winter. I'm planning to in the fall. I've just been not prioritizing it at least this first few months, just because I've had other priorities and I've been lifting a lot. But I
Yeah,
plan
good.
to go to gym in California, so plan to get back in.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of on and off. It's never been like the biggest thing for me as a priority, but it's more
Mm.
like another thing to do. In my
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
more interesting. So I'll definitely keep it in my kind of rotation. But
Yeah. I haven't boxed at all. Like, I kind of put that after my back injury. I was like, I don't really want to get back into slipping and rolling and stuff and
yeah.
mess it up even more, you know?
Mhm.
So I've been doing like pretty minimally invasive lifts. I just completely cut out deadlifts and squats.
Okay.
And I wear a belt most of the time. And I've tried to recently like get into social media a little bit. I don't know if you saw, I posted like two
I saw some
videos.
videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not like a regular poster or anything. I don't have the time for that. Like in December, once applications are done, then I'll focus more on posting regularly. But right now I'm just kind of like testing it out, like seeing
Yeah.
how to edit videos, put stuff up.
Social media is brutal, man. Like if you put the time in, you could definitely grow an account, but it's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, really putting your face out there in front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's brutal.
My I hate like influencer culture and shit. Like that's not my goal. My goal is kind of like just to make like $20 a month on a sponsorship. Like that's my goal. Because I just want a little bit of extra passive income so I can be like, oh, I can buy dinner tonight or some shit. Just like that's the goal.
Yeah.
Make a little bit of cash here and there. But that I found this like this new like gym clothing company or whatever, and I like signed up to have like the creator code or whatever. So I have that on standby for once I get to like 1K or something, so
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
start wearing that shit,
Well, good luck, mate.
make a little money.
I know you
We'll see
weren't
what happens.
you weren't super big on social media last time. I remember your account, like,
Mm-mm.
yeah, talking about that.
Yeah, it's not again. It's not like I want to be like a fucking like a fitness influencer, like buy my supplements or whatever. Like that shit's I don't know. I don't like that, but I do think social media is dumb, but like the goal just like make a little bit of money here and there. Like,
Cool, man.
yeah,
You can use it
fuck
for
it,
life
bro.
and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Just try and get up to like 1K or some shit. Like I have like 100 followers. Like I've got social media so late. Like everyone had social media in like high school and shit, but like I got Instagram like my senior year of high school.
Wow,
So
really?
I like never had like the basis because I didn't like it. I think it's stupid and it's distracting and fucks you up. And like I had was watching reels and shit, and it was like distracting me. So I now like I only download Instagram when I'm posting a video or whatever.
Mhm. Yeah,
So that I don't want that distraction.
I've had an interesting relationship with social media because I was an early adopter as well. I got in like seventh grade or some shit.
Mhm.
But I go up and down with it a lot. Where I'll go through an era where I'm using it so much. I'm like, fuck this, delete it for a couple of years. Then I'm coming back
Yeah,
and I'm like, I actually use this for good mental health. And a year goes by and I'm back addicted to it again. I go through these cycles up and down where it's like
yeah,
my worst was like junior year, sophomore year, where I was like on TikTok so much. So that's when I deleted everything. And then for junior and
yeah,
senior, I didn't have anything. But then when I came to college, I re-downloaded it. And for my freshman year and sophomore year, I was like pretty healthy about my usage. Like I wasn't scrolling, I was just using it for like social reasons. And then by the end of my sophomore year, I was kind of getting like my usage is going up. So I was dialing it back in this summer. But I think it can be
yeah,
cool. I think I like it a lot, and it's like it's giving me a lot, but it is also just really stupid. Like the way like it's kind of changed the way we just interact with people. And I want to deny that
yeah,
as much as possible. I want to go back to the old times as much as possible, but I realize you can't like really just do that because that's kind of not how the world works. But I mean, you can't live
yeah.
a good life without it. But I mean, I'm just trying to take extract as much good out of it as I can without letting it eat me alive. So, but it's difficult.
Facts. That's a good mindset. Just yeah, use it for the good and try to avoid the bad. A good mindset with anything. I mean, if you want to talk about discipline, there it is. I fucking love discipline, man.
Tell me,
That's that's my fucking that's the shit. If
what does
you
discipline mean to you?
I don't even know. It's just so ingrained in my life now that it's like basic things like going to the gym. Like I feel like for some people it's like a struggle, but like that's just part of my life. That's just part of my day. Like wake up, go to the gym, done. Like or I think at school I do it before work, but like here because my hours are different, like wake up, go to the gym. And again, like it doesn't affect me like when it is. Like I just do it. And I think everyone should adopt that. Like I'm not trying to be like holier than thou, but like it's important to just do stuff that you don't want to do. Like I don't want to be fucking sitting here on my computer for 15 hours a day working on or not 15, you know what I mean. But like working on my applications and shit. Like I want to just fucking sit around and go on runs or whatever and just chill. But like nah, you gotta sit there, you gotta put in the work if you want something to happen. And surrounding yourself, like I said earlier, with people that have that same mindset, that's what keeps you really locked in.
Yeah, I agree, dude.
And then once you have that
We lost you.
foundation of being around those people for so long, then once you're on your own, you can do it on your own. Oh
I
shit.
could hear me, but Max, we lost you.
Down
Hello,
again.
hello, hello. Say something.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I hear you now. Hello.
Hang on.
Still kind of buggy.
Can you
It's a little better, but it's still kind of out. Hello, hello.
good? Better?
Yeah,
We're back.
we're back.
I can hear you and see you the whole time too. So
Really?
yeah.
Oh
Go
man.
back.
It's okay. You were going on about discipline. I heard a good amount of it, but then somewhere in the middle of that ramble you cut off.
Oh fuck, my bad.
But
Um,
yeah, let's re-summarize.
I don't know. I was talking about surrounding yourself with
Yeah, that's where
people
we
that are
lost you.
just
Yeah.
yeah. Because then once you have that foundation from those people, and like you pushing each other, you can do it on your own all the time. Like
I agree.
it's ingrained in you. But I think another facet of discipline is like intensity. Like what I try to bring to the gym every day is like fucking just go at it. Like kill yourself, dude. Like just work hard. And like people go to the gym and I see it all the time where they're just like they're not really sweating or they're just kind of like sitting there or talking to people or whatever. Like my ideal gym session is I'm sorry, but I'm not a big like if I'm at the gym, I'm locked in. Like I don't really like talking at the gym. Like I just want to grind. And I mean, I will talk to people if they come up and talk to me, but it does throw me off for the rest of my lift. I'm not going to lie. Um, try to stay locked in,
It's
you know?
good. Good.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I guess that's, personal philosophy. I know
Good,
gym's like a social place.
it's kind of how you gotta live though, like your overall approach to discipline in general. Because if you don't, like your life is just kind of miserable. I feel like it's because that's how I do go through those phases where I'm just not as locked in. But you just gotta like set a goal, and if you want to wake up at 7 every day, you gotta get up at 7. Can't sleep in, you gotta get up, get your work done, and it's very fulfilling, I think, when you can like set a goal and like do it. Because you have all these emotions in your brain that are trying to pull you away and make you not want to do that. But if you can attack life with a strong attitude of just like I want to win and I want to work hard, and then you set a calendar time and you fucking do it, I mean, then you actually get the things you
Yeah.
want, and the life is a lot more fulfilling. It's a lot better than, wanting to get things, but you just can't get yourself to do it. Like that's the worst. Like that pain I would feel of like not being able to achieve my goals or just, setting a time and not being able to
Yeah.
keep up. Like that pain is so much worse than just fucking doing it. So, I mean,
Yeah. Don't want to be weak. I couldn't have said it better myself. That was great.
awesome. Yeah, dude. But I mean, I go through these, I feel like my definition of discipline has changed a lot over the years because
Mhm.
I feel like I've really adopted a stronger attitude toward life, I think, because I used to be one of those
Good.
crazy people that's like, if I didn't get up at this time, my day's ruined kind of thing. And,
Mhm.
I feel like over the years, like I tried to just have an attitude of working hard all the time, 24/7, so that a routine can get me down. So I can like put me in the middle of a random place that I can just get my computer on and start working. And I'm glad I was able to develop that, but I kind of feel like
Mhm.
I know we were talking about in the last podcast. I think I kind of shifted too far away from discipline, and it kind of ate me this summer, where I was like trying to live
Mhm.
with good attitude, but like just slowly things started slipping out of my hands. And sometimes you need a good balance of both. Like I just had to a few weeks ago, I just had to set a calendar and just fucking follow it and get you back in the rhythm. And but I think for me the biggest thing is just being around people that motivate me. I mean.
Yeah.
My growth,
Yeah.
all my growth comes from just being around incredible people, and then they just push me.
Yeah, exactly. Surround yourself with greatness, and then you will be great.
That's one of the
I agree.
that's one of the blessings you have going to Michigan. It's
Yeah, for sure. For sure. That competition is very important. And I think that jealousy is a tool. I might have talked about this last time. Like
I don't think
a
so.
lot of people like jealousy, like, oh, there's a bad air around it. Like, but I think the bad air is around jealousy and not doing anything about it. Like just being jealous of someone and then just like letting it sit there. I think for me, jealousy is like very important because if I wasn't jealous of someone, I wouldn't be pushing myself to be better than them. Like I have a couple examples, but like it would kind of make me seem like an asshole. Like basically, I look at someone who has something that I don't have, like for something on their CV, like a research experience or whatever. Or like for example, primary example, there's some guy I met when I was like just had one major. I met him and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a double major, BCN and Cogs or psychology and Cog Sci," and I was like, "Oh fuck you! I'm also gonna do that." So I went to the office, the enrollment office or whatever, the next morning, and I was like, I want to get my cog sci major.
I
Went from there.
think it's
Yeah.
good. Like people could say it's impulsive, and they're probably right. And you know, you there? Fuck. Hello.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you're back. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, people could say it's impulsive and say that's a bad thing, but I mean, at the end of the day, like,
It says everything.
fuck,
It's
I lost
good.
you, bro. Hello? Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Again? Hello?
I think you're back, yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay, you heard everything?
Yep.
Hello, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, anyway,
Yeah, yeah. No, I hear everything you're saying.
okay, good, good. I'll just keep going
If
then.
I cut out, just keep talking.
Okay, bet. Um, But yeah, I mean, sometimes the impulsiveness can
Yeah,
backfire,
yeah.
but more often than not, you're impulsive at the right time, and then you just get what you wanted, I think. Because I've done that a couple times too, where like someone will piss me off so much, and I just make a decision the next day. And
Yeah.
for some people, the motivation lasts like an hour or two, but like usually for me, sometimes I feel so shit that the motivation will last for a couple months, and then I'll actually do something about it, which I think is good. Like sometimes, like I've been around people that have just pissed me off because of like something they have that I don't have. I'm just like, fuck, and I just lock in for like the next 3 months and then get it. So I think it can be good because I feel like successful people usually have those traits anyways. And it does backfire a lot, but for the most part, it's a good trait to have because
Yeah.
you can't really beat someone who has a fire inside of them. That's what I've noticed. Like all the successful people I've known, they just had a fire inside of them, and it's like you can't manufacture that. Either you have it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
dude.
agree. But again, jealousy, man. Like that's if that's what I like to call it. That fire is jealousy of
Positive
people,
jealousy.
I feel like a lot of people try to say it's I'm just competitive. Like yeah, it's competition, but where does that competition come from? It's jealousy.
Yeah.
That's
You use those negative emotions.
I mean that's me at least.
But yeah, I think I've become a bigger fan of like negative emotions recently.
Exactly, reappraisal.
Because I feel like one of the most beautiful things in the world is having created through negative emotion.
Mm,
You know, like the most dysfunctional bands have made the craziest music, and I think
mm.
when you reframe your brain to be like, like negative emotions are not bad, they don't even affect you as much. They're kind of just fun. Like, yeah, anger, jealousy. And it just like it's kind of just makes your life kind of a movie. Like, fuck it, let's just do some crazy shit.
Yeah, I agree. It
So
pushes you. It's a mindset that I try to bring to the gym as well. It's just
I could
like,
tell.
fucking, I'm mad.
Like if I think
I'm
of a
pissed
bad person in
off.
the gym, I think of you, bro. They're just like picking up the heaviest dumbbell, fucking curling that shit. Classic, the easy bar curls of it, Max Angel. You own that fucking easy bar curl, bro.
Anger is the fuel, man.
So have
Bro,
you
I
seen the
love
videos?
that shit. That's my favorite lift
I
right
can tell,
now.
bro.
That was the video curling.
The what?
Wait, it's cutting out again now.
Yeah.
Say something. Wait, can you hear
Um,
me?
yeah,
Fuck, bro. That's my bad.
all good. Your screen is frozen for
That's terrible.
smiling.
I my phone is also really slow.
Mm.
It's frozen. Oh, that's cute.
Feeling real good in the video.
Mm.
I'll keep all this shit in. Did you try joining from your phone?
Use that for
The thumbnail?
the frozen clip of me smiling.
Yeah, dude.
No, no, it's my laptop.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. I can hear you at least, so we're good.
What?
Um, Anyways, yeah,
No,
have
I
you
joined for my laptop. My phone is also slow. Like the
okay.
internet sucks.
It's okay, we'll keep it a laptop. Um, but have you seen the videos of the new gym on TikTok and on
Yeah.
Instagram Reels?
Of you?
Of the new gym?
Fuck. Oh yes, yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, what do you think?
I saw a couple videos. I want to go. I left right before like it opened to the public, I guess. So I didn't get to go see it actually, but it looks pretty sick. I'm hoping it's the same simple situation with like MSU where it's like it's new and it's so big and so many lot of people there. That's my hope for it. Like lots of space. Like you go there and you're waiting for a machine for like 20 minutes and terrible. But hopefully we got some more space. Also, there's a pool, and that's gonna be nice
Yeah, dude, I
because
don't have to go to North
the
Campus
pool's
anymore.
swim. I don't want to just be on runs every day. I'd
Yeah,
rather be swimming.
that'll be dope.
Yeah, exactly. And the sauna. You know about like longevity shit? As long as you got an ice pack on your balls, keep your
Yeah,
testosterone
yeah,
intact.
that's a human shit, interhuman shit.
Brian Johnson.
Does he do that shit too?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know what also
Oh
is
yeah.
bad for longevity? Oral loss is also bad for your longevity. So I don't.
Hmm?
Oral loss is also bad for your longevity. So I don't
Is
walk
that what
around
they say?
with a backpack.
Yeah, I've been taking methylene blue for like the past year. You know that shit?
I have heard of it, but tell me again. What is it for?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry. Is it fucked again?
It's been fucked, but I've been kind of trying really hard to listen.
Oh, got the unstable network
Fuck. It's
message.
gonna be a fun podcast, bro.
Uh, has it been fucked this whole time?
Oh, for like the last couple minutes, but I'm able to hear you. You're still frozen on the smiley face. So let's turn your video
Still
off.
frozen?
Yeah, turn your video off. Hello.
What the fuck?
Yeah, you can hear
Hello.
me. Yeah, yeah, well,
You can hear me, right?
yeah, yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right.
Methylene
So
blue.
methylene blue, it's like a dye, and it's used in cancer treatment. It's used a lot of medical applications, but um, it's a booster of your mitochondrial function at its basis. Like that's the simple term. Um, it's good for preventing cancer, kind of. But the main thing that I've had as an impact is extremely increased focus. Like I can sit down. I mean, I guess like if I put my phone away and I sit at my computer, I can sit at my computer for 4 hours at a time and
Wow.
like not go on my phone. It might be placebo. I don't know, but I couldn't do that before I started taking methylene blue. So methylene blue is really fire. If we're talking about longevity, and I mean, there's risks. There's some papers that say it's good, some papers that say it's bad. I mean, hopefully my mom doesn't hear this and go, "You stop taking it. There's risks." She will. She gets mad about my supplements. I take all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I
But
don't take anything, bro.
really?
Yeah, I've never. It's like I think it's a lot more bigger in American culture, but like it's not really where I come from. Like in India, like we don't like do a lot of supplement stuff. My family's not into
Mm.
it that much. My dad is getting more into it though, as he's like, he's been doing a lot of research with like Claude and shit about optimizing health. So he's been trying
Cool.
more. Like for me, like
That's good.
yeah, for me, like I do like protein powder, and then I used to do creatine, but I don't even do creatine anymore because I'm just so lazy.
Really?
Because like I'm
Really?
not, yeah, I'm not, I don't know. I just kind of just do my thing. I don't know. I probably should do more supplement stuff, but I don't know. I've never like got into it, you know? I don't know.
I could send you a list. I could send you some research. They
Yeah.
if there's one that I am gonna recommend, it's creatine. Creatine is like overall just great for you. And I gained when I first started using. I gained a lot of weight.
Yeah.
I'm cutting right now, so I'm still taking it, but just eating less food. But either way, like it maximizes your recovery. My sleep's been really. I got a Fitbit Air a couple days ago. My sleep score is really solid, and it's probably in part due to the creatine use. But yeah, if you want to blow up pretty fast, gain like 10 pounds. If you're taking 10 grams a day, gain like 8 pound, 8 to 10 pounds or something in like a month. Like that's your fucking move.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get back
It's
on it.
great. You should. I would
I
highly
did it like
recommend it.
I did it for a few months earlier this year. Um, but yeah, it's hard to say. I didn't see like I did see some improvement, but I don't think I did it consistently enough for me to see the what I needed to see. But I'm also cutting right now. Do you think it's still like a good time to take it just for blowing up my muscles while I'm cutting, or I'm still getting
Nah, if you're not already on it by the time you're starting a cut, I wouldn't start it. But once
okay,
you start your bulk, then yeah, rip that shit because
okay.
you'll fucking blow up pretty fast.
Probably my next bulk.
Also, there's
Yeah, I'll run it.
yeah, I would absolutely recommend it.
Do
there's
you
there's research. What's a
do you do the powder or the pills?
powder for sure.
Yeah.
I was using like Nature Bell shit, but I just got the Optimum Nutrition or whatever. It's very reputable, pretty pure. Um, if you're like worried about your kidneys, then you can get like Creapure, which is from the German label, like expensive good shit that's like super pure. But if you're not really worried about your kidneys or anything, you don't have kidney problems or anything, like Optimum Nutrition creatine is pretty solid.
Yeah, I think the kidney stuff is
Um,
probably fine. I think it's more for people with conditions already.
yeah, exactly. It
Awesome.
is.
Yeah.
So you're probably fine. I'll just rip some normal creatine from fucking Target or whatever.
Other creatine. Is there any other like really important ones you think you recommend or
So there's this one I take. So I have a fear of cancer because like
that's a good fear to have?
I had, yeah, I had two family members die from non-inheritable cancers.
I'm sorry, man.
So I don't really have a. It's all good. I don't really have a genetic disposition for it, but it's still just a concern of mine. And I take this supplement called sulforaphane, which is kind of more of just like a peace of mind thing. But there's a lot of papers on it, and it's anti-cancer properties in like rats and stuff. And it's pretty solid for that. It's actually found in broccoli sprouts,
Oh, no.
and when you get it in the pills, it's just sulforaphane extracted from broccoli, basically. So you could either eat a shit ton of broccoli every day, or you could just take one little pill that has the same amount, or if not more, and provides that anti-cancer effect. And it's really just a peace of mind thing. Like that's mostly what I aim for with my supplements. Like it's not really an immediate benefit that you feel, like except for like methylene blue or whatever. But like I take vitamins and like a multivitamin and shit, and like things just to give me peace of mind that my longevity is indeed there. But like reduces anxiety, you know.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Also, dude, I'll
Uh,
probably this has been something I've been meaning to get into for a while, like supplements. Because like I was
yeah,
on top of all my health stuff. Like my health is like on point. Like I really take care of everything. I've just never gone into supplements, and I think that's probably the next step for me. So
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, mental health is probably one of the more important aspects of longevity because stress is like the silent killer, dude. You're high. They talk about fucking it's like the joke right now or whatever on the internet. Like, oh, you got low cortisol, you got high cortisol, whatever. Like that's true. Like cortisol shit can kill you. Like if you have chronically high stress, and obviously cortisol is fine. Like you need cortisol to wake up in the morning. There's a cortisol spike before you get out of bed. Um, it regulates a lot of things in your fight or flight response and shit, and it helps you deal with stress, obviously, or it is the stress that helps you deal with situations. But too high of it for too long of a period of time is that'll cause cancer. And in the modern age, when we're fucking working constantly and we have artificial stressors instead of like some lion running after us and trying to kill us, like, and it's all the time. That's a chronic cortisol, and that's gonna fucking cause cancer. So if you can reduce that and you can regulate your emotions and shit, like that's the number one easiest and most beneficial way to ensure
Awesome.
your longevity, in my opinion.
I agree, dude. Mental health is so important, man. I mean, even beyond longevity, like you just want to be able to live your damn life every day,
Exactly.
without
Yeah.
being in your fucking head all the time. And it's not that hard, I think. Like it is hard for some people, but if you have some kind of purpose, you have something to, work to do every day, and you're not overstimulating yourself to a degree, and you have people you love around you, like you can achieve good mental health, with a little bit of effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what blue zones are?
Oh yeah, those are like the places in the world where they like live really long, right?
Yeah. There's like 14 aspects in of like blue zones, and one of them is a sense of purpose. And I think that's super important. You should always be pursuing your
I
self
agree.
importance.
Like you see people who retire and then they just age so fast. It's like
Yeah,
kind of keeping them
yeah,
alive, having something to do. You know.
yeah. Pushing towards a goal all the time. That's why I think a lot of jobs are kind of dangerous, like not physically, but like mentally.
Mhm.
Like if you're going into something just for the purpose of money, Like I think that that's. I mean, obviously, do you make money? Yeah, but like that's a goal that's gonna end
Yeah.
once you make the money. It's over, and
Yeah.
what's your drive then? Then you're gonna start aging, like you said, retired people.
Especially if you like
They
work
make
for
the move.
comfort money, like a stable job
Yeah,
until you have enough and then you retire and I think that's when life starts. But that's what life ends kind of, unfortunately. But you could completely work a normal job if you still have find purpose in life outside of that. Like if you have all these
yeah,
goals after retirement, I want to do X, I want to do Y, I could still work, but it's probably better just have purpose from day one, like today, like you just grinding away on some shit you care about. And I just can't see
exactly.
life without that, like it's hard to, I mean, we're young still, but I hope I'm still 80, 90, just even if it's not some crazy shit, like still doing something I care about, every day,
Yeah,
working towards something. So,
yeah. So you got to pick the right job.
yeah, very important.
Yeah.
Anyways, dude, this is fun, man. Did we miss anything?
Nah, that was pretty solid.
Yeah,
Got
there's
to
always
talk
lots
about
of great stuff to
all
talk
sorts
about
of
with
crazy
you.
shit.
Yeah, so I can always count
Fuck
on you
yeah,
for
man.
you.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. This is gonna be
Hopefully
out
we
in
can
a week and a half for now. So, but I'll send it
work.
as soon as it's out. I'll probably be in Cali by then. So.
Fire.
Yeah, dude,
Fire.
we're running back in the studio with the lighting and shit. Yeah, that's one thing.
Yes.
The new gym has good lighting. That's the one thing I care about the most. Like, I want to be able to look in the mirror and like look fucking great. I
Do they have posing rooms?
don't know. I don't know.
That would be sick.
I told you I snuck
That
in
would be
there, right?
so cool. You did? You snuck in?
I snuck in there when they didn't have any equipment in there. This is back in November when they're still constructing the building, but all the
Oh
walls were
shit.
done and all the roof was done, but interior was all like it looked like a garage. Like this had equipment everywhere. It was insane, bro. Like we found
That's
the key.
fucking cool.
It was like back in November. Like we found a key and snuck in at night.
Where'd you find a key?
Dude, I was on this like date with this girl that I was just met recently. And we were just like walking by the gym. I'm like, bro, let's fucking sneak in. And then we're just like
That's sick.
we're like walking in circles around the building. And then all the doors were locked. And one of the doors had like a key in it, bro. And I turned it and the door opened. I'm like,
No way.
someone left the fucking key.
That's so fucking fortunate. That's sick.
Yeah, bro. It was fun. I got videos, I'll show you. I'll send them to you.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, I wish I took more. I only took 2 videos, but I wish I took so many more. Because it was insane.
That was our shit in high school, dude. We would break into construction sites all the time. Like I haven't done that in a while. That's fucking awesome.
I'd be too scared to do it in Jersey, bro. But I feel like when you're in Ann Arbor, it just seems like the safety net where you can just do whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Anyways, bro,
Sick.
take care.
Yes,
Good luck with
sir.
your work and internship and have a blast for the rest of the summer. And I'll see you in the fall, man. All right.
Yes, sir. Have fun in California.
We'll do.
Stay
Bye.
grinding, man. Yes, sir. See ya.